Oh, wow. Well. Well, I grew up with one brother. So I was the older child, and Braden was born 18 months after I was born. So how many people here have younger siblings? Let's see out there. Ooh, wow. Okay, so you guys know how I felt. Maybe if you were the oldest. I can distinctly remember stories of my parents saying that I would come into the hospital room after Braden was born, and my dad literally had to drag me into the room. And it turns out that my attitude was, "You have robbed me of the thing I most cherish, my mother." And I was angry. In fact, after Braden was born, my parents would walk in the room, and they'd be like, "Where's Garrett?" And they'd come up to Braden's bedroom, and I would just be hands over the crib, just staring down. Angry, eyes filled with anger. Just wondering, what could I do if only I was taller? Well, I love you now, Braden, but back then, man, I was one angry man. Angry boy. So, there was another time when my parents were taping Braden when he was able to walk, and he was jumping on the trampoline up and down. We had this little trampoline in the living room, and we have a video camera back in the days of VHS, and he's there, and he's jumping up and down, and I swear I could have been a football player. At the corner of your eye, you see me just dart in, and I just push Braden right off the trampoline. And he's like, what, 1.5 years old? Something like that? You're just not supposed to do that, but that's what they call it, sibling rivalry, so. And then the worst thing I ever feel bad for, Brandon, was when I was in Disney. We were at Disneyland, and you guys remember Honey, I Shrunk the Kids? Remember that movie, right? They made a kind of a fun park, like a playland out of it down there. It was really cool. Everything was like huge, and you'd like walk through the blades of grass, like, whoa. Well, Braden and I were up in the tunnel where the ants crawl, and we were talking. I said, "Now, Braden, I'll be right back." And I swear I meant it, but I wasn't. And I left, and I literally forgot about him. This is ADD in the works right there. So poor old Braden's like 4, and he's just sitting in there by himself, and he's looking around, he's wondering where everyone. And then like an hour later, my mom and dad are like, "Hey, Garrett, where's Braden?" And then I was like, oh my gosh, I left him. I left him in Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. And I remember the face of terror on you. I'm sorry, Braden. And so we used to argue on the way to school and stuff like that, and I used to have really crazy arguments, and this will form into the story I'm going to tell, but man, I was out there. "You must submit to my opinion." And he'd be like, "Garrett, I don't think that's very, I don't have to submit." "Yes, you must." And we get in arguments about it. Sorry. So anyway, Braden and I both got to spend a year abroad in South America, and so I was in Chile, and Braden got to go to Argentina. So in that spirit, the upcoming song I wrote for Braden, the song's called Tock. I wrote it before Kesha came out with TikTok. All right, there'll be no bottles of Jack and brushing your teeth in this song. This song was here before Kesha, is what I want to say. I have proof on record.